World Renewal Ceremony, Episode 23, The Blueprint of Creation. How life begins, infinitely small and builds, layer by layer. When we think about creation, most people imagine something vast, something explosive, something massive stretching across space. But what if that's the illusion? What if the true nature of creation is the opposite? Not infinitely big, but infinitely small. Think about it. Every living thing, every human, every animal, every plant, starts as a single microscopic cell. Not a grand explosion, not a towering form, but something so small you can't even see it with the naked eye. And from there, life builds itself in layers, expanding outward from something invisible into something tangible. And here's the part that changes everything. In the womb, the first thing that forms is not the brain. It's the solar plexus, your center of energy, your intuitive core. Only after that does the rest of the body take shape. This means that before we ever think, before we ever develop logic or language, we are already connected energetically to creation itself. Welcome to World Renewal Ceremony, where we explore the deep connections between consciousness, energy, and the reality we create. I'm Hollen, and today we're breaking down the true blueprint of creation, how life forms from the infinitely small, how the universe itself is built layer by layer, and why the real creators of life weren't astronauts, but quantum particles seeding the cosmos with knowledge. The cosmic pattern, why creation always begins small. Look at every form of life, humans, animals, plants. They all start the same way, from a single cell that divides and multiplies, layer by layer. But here's the bigger pattern. This isn't just how life forms on Earth, this is how the universe itself was built. The fractal design of creation. Single-cell life mirrors the Big Bang. Both start as one point of infinite potential, then expand outward. Atoms form molecules, molecules form life. Complexity builds through layering, not through sudden leaps. Planets, stars, and galaxies also follow this pattern. A seed of energy condenses, then expands into form. So we've been thinking of creation as something massive, when in reality, everything starts at an invisible scale and builds up. Exactly. And that brings us to something even more profound, how life itself begins in the womb. The womb as a microcosm of creation. The formation of a human body mirrors the formation of a planet, of a star system, of reality itself. And what forms first inside the womb tells us everything about our true nature. When a human embryo begins developing, the first physical structure that appears is the solar plexus. Not the brain, not the heart, but the energy center that governs intuition, connection, and power. What this tells us about creation? Intuition comes before thought. If the brain were first, we would operate from logic first, but instead, we are designed to feel and sense before we think. Energy is primary, matter is secondary. Our body builds itself around an energetic center, proving that existence starts as frequency before it becomes physical. Every being begins in alignment with creation. Before birth, we are already connected to the universal blueprint. Only later do we learn separation. Yes, which means that everything we think we know about intelligence is upside down. We were never meant to think first, we were meant to feel first. Earth plus creation, life, the quantum spark that starts it all. Now let's take this to a cosmic level. How does life begin in the first place? What's the true spark that turns something lifeless into something alive? Most people think of life as purely biological, cells dividing, DNA replicating, but biology is just the expression of something deeper. The moment life begins, it's a metaphysical quantum engagement, a fusion between the physical and the non-physical. How life begins at the quantum level? The earth provides the physical, the elements, the nutrients, the structure for life to take shape. Creation provides the spark, the quantum energy, the vibrational essence that animates matter into a living form. Consciousness exists before biology. Every living being has an energy signature before it has a body, proving that life isn't just matter, it's matter infused with something beyond itself. This is why every planet does not have life, because life isn't just about having the right chemicals. It's about having the right energetic conditions to activate those chemicals into something more. This brings us to one of the biggest misconceptions about our origins, the idea that ancient astronauts seeded life on Earth. The truth is far more profound. It wasn't astronauts, it wasn't physical beings at all. It was ancient quantum particles, cosmic intelligence itself, that seeded life across the universe. Why life is a quantum event, not an alien experiment. Quantum entanglement means life is interconnected across the cosmos. The same forces that created Earth also seeded other planets. The structure of DNA follows the same mathematical patterns as galaxies, meaning life was designed within the framework of the universe itself. Planets are like embryos. Some develop into life, some remain as raw material. Earth figured it out, while other planets stayed in an early state of existence. Creation isn't something external that happened to Earth. It's something that emerged from within Earth itself, in alignment with universal intelligence. Segment 5. The universe builds itself the same way we are built. Let's step back and look at the biggest pattern of all. Creation builds itself layer by layer, just like we do in the womb. The cosmic blueprint of creation. First, an energetic field forms. The same way an embryo starts with an energy center. Then, physical structures build outward. Just as the body builds layer by layer, so do planets, galaxies, and civilizations. Finally, consciousness activates the structure. Life emerges not from randomness, but from a structured unfolding of intelligence. This is why reality itself is a fractal. Every stage of creation reflects the greater whole, from the smallest quantum particle to the largest cosmic event. Life does not begin in vastness, it begins in the infinitely small. The same way you started as a single cell, the same way planets formed from microscopic quantum interactions, the same way all of existence emerged from something so small it couldn't even be seen. So here's your challenge for the week. Notice the small, the tiny shifts, the micro patterns, the subtle energy of creation unfolding in your life. Because when you understand that creation is infinitely small, you realize you were never separate from it. Until next time, keep questioning, keep expanding, and remember, the smallest things contain the entire universe. How does this feel? Ready to expand even further?